You're here, there's nothing to fear, and I know my heart will go on. We'll stay forever this way. You are safe in my heart, and my heart will go on and on.
Well, what's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Scream Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from September 9th, 2021. The build-up pertains to Victory Road. That's gonna be on September 18th on Impact Plus, and yeah, they're at Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, and your commentators Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown, and let's get right into it. So the opening match was the Knockouts Tag Team Champion, one half I should say, of Rosemary with Havoc, who's also, alongside the other half of the Tag Team Champions of Knockouts division of Decay, going up against Tasha Steelz with Savannah Evans at ringside. Yeah, so Rosemary versus Tasha Steelz happened. Havoc in the corner of Rosemary and Savannah Evans at Tasha Steelz in the corner. The match itself between the two was decent. Looking for see the Tasha Steelz, capitalize on the victory over Rosemary, for them to get another shot at the tag team titles. Didn't work out that way because at the end of the day, it was Rosemary getting the win on Tasha Steelz, which I don't know how I feel about that. And then after the match was over, Savannah Evans gets in the ring to confront Decay of Rosemary and Havoc, only for Tasha Steelz to distract Rosemary, or Decay, I should say. Basically distracting Decay of Rosemary and Havoc to steal the tag belts from them, and Savannah Evans closed on both of them, and now they hold possession of the tag titles even though they didn't win it. Basically, a stolen property, and I see myself. So that's where we're going with right now, with Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans stealing the belts from Decay. Now, obviously, Rosemary and Havoc chased after them to try to get the belts back. But after that, we didn't see them again after that. No segment followed up of it. It was just, that was it. And like, that was your idea, Impact Wrestling? Lame. So stupid. So, Ace Austin was being interviewed by Gina Miller, and you got Matt Fulton there as well. And basically, Ace Austin talks about, I don't remember what he talked about really, but then he basically went to Scott Demoy because some pertains to whatever. Basically pertains to Christian Cage not having a match. Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. Not having a match. Even though he's supposed to be in the Impact World Champion, and everything. And Matt Fulton takes offense to that too. So they went to Scott Demoy, and Scott Demoy's like, you're right, about the whole thing. And then it says, how about we start doing things next week, where Christian Cage finds partners, of his own to face Austin's partner of their own, and basically, yeah, that's basically what they're building up to for the next Impact Wrestling show when we get to the Go Home Show edition for Victory Road. And yeah, so basically what they did is look around, to see to find out, they want to be their partners, and that's what happened. So Ace Austin and Matt Fulton were beside themselves after hearing all that and everything. As Scott Moore is leaving, all of a sudden they see someone that they were interested to tag along with them. So they ran into Sam Beal obviously with also with Manny Lemons and Ziggy Dice with the most professional Brian Myers there, and basically asked Brian Myers to be partners along with Matt Fulton and Ace Austin, and he agrees, and there you go. Now, and then we'll get to more of who retains to the respective teams, end up getting more recruits to them being on their side. Eric Young baptized Rhino once again to change him again. Nothing to say about that. I mean, it was a good segment though. I was always for that. But is it really gonna mean anything for Rhino? I don't know. But we shall see. One half of the Impact World Tag Team Champions, Carl Anderson, with Doc Gallows at ringside versus Rich Swann in the Bunkhouse Brawl. Rich Swann was kicking ass at first, and it ends up being like a fourth. And also Rich Swann was kicking ass to Doc Gallows as well in the match, even though he wasn't even part of the match. But yeah, it was the back and forth and everything. In the beginning, it wasn't. It was Rich Swann, getting the better. In the end, it was obviously because of the numbers game. It was Carlton getting the win, which I was not fond of it, but that's what happened. So, the Knockouts champion Deon Purrazzo, after brutally attacking Mickie James, which is the highlights of it, we're describing at NWA 73. Mickie James says, she was being in a sit-down interview with Gia Miller with the whole thing, says that Deon Purrazzo is going to find out what hardcore country is all about. That's basically what it was. And Scott Steiner interrupting, which is no surprise, considering where I live. So, whatever. Matthew Railroad, he challenges Trey Miguel as he's doing the painting. Which was him being the artist, the drummer king, So there you go. How much that? I mean, it was good. So it was good. The Impact World Champion Christian Cage confronts the X Division Champion Josh Alexander while he's being interviewed by Gina Miller. Christian Cage says to him, "Will he be his partner for the next Impact Wrestling show?" And Josh Alexander accepts. And there you go. And basically, they're teasing also one day these two will eventually get in the ring, which I love to see, by the way. Hopefully, it'll be at Bound for Glory, with Josh Alexander still remain the X Division Champion after he beats Chris Sabin. Hopefully, that happens, with Josh Alexander cashing in his option C, where it retains to the X Division title. You forgot about that, right? You think I forgot about that either? We can't forget about that. Where it retains being X Division Champion, there's always the option C, cash in, to give up the X Division title for an opportunity for the Impact World title. Hopefully that will happen. We'll see. Ray Rajul was going to apologize about what happened with Chelsea Green, but since Chelsea Green on getting involved, she sure know what she was getting herself into when she signed on that deal to be in the match, and basically brags about the Tiger knee strike to Chelsea Green, and Robin Shira, Shira I should say, what's the difference, But basically, Rick Russell said that Matt Cardona is a coward who hides behind a woman and everything, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. Not much to say for that. I mean, it was a good promo, though, from Rick Russell. That's all I'll say from there. Chris Bay versus David Finlay. A rematch from weeks ago. And it's been a good match. Chris Bay looks so impressive, by the way. And he was going to get the winner here by cheating again. And then Juice Robinson comes out. Basically, Juice Robinson comes back, even though he's still look like he's not 100%. But he comes out for the sake to make sure Chris Bay didn't cheat. And Chris Bay, that ended up costing him the match. And all of a sudden, Chris Bay was taunting Finn Juice in the ring. And I'm saying, so okay, is Jay White coming out? But no, instead of Jay White, it was another Bullet Club member. Hikuleo comes out. I'm like, holy shit, the big man, the tall man, he came out there, the giant Hikuleo, basically all members of the Tonga family. He comes out, and he starts cleaning house, and basically what they did here is they penalized Finn, Juice Robinson, I should say, but the way it was done too, by the way, So the steel chair wrapped around the leg, the ankle, I should say, of Juice Robinson by Chris Bay, as Hikuleo, as he's getting ready to help out Chris Bay. Chris Bay gets high advantage when Hikuleo picks him up, and then bam, holy shit, that was great. So basically, it was like a super Pimanize in the way to to Juice Robinson. So yeah, and there you go. And Bullet Club stand tall after that. And there you go. That was cool. That was cool. So yeah, back. So he's back on the shelf again for a little bit, Juice Robinson. Scott Demoy hosts montage, I should say, this contract sign between X Division champion Josh Alexander versus Chris Sabin, the challenger for the X Division championship. And they both said their piece, and they both were professionals, and they shook hands, and that was it. All of a sudden, they lead, Josh Alexander and Chris, obviously, first Scott Demoy left after that, and then Josh Alexander left. Chris Sabin was getting ready to leave. Also, he gets confirmed by Christian Cage, and Christian Cage asked him if he wants to be his partner too, because they know each other for a long time. And Chris Sabin accepts and all, and there you go. So far, that's Christian Cage, Josh Alexander, and Chris Sabin. All they need is two more on their teams, and we'll get to that later. Two more to go. So we'll get to that. So yeah, there you go. And that's the segment. Good segment. We go into Caesar's Palace. TJP puts money on Steve Macklin going up against Petey Williams, and we'll get to how that ends up happening. But TJP asks Falaba and Noe Jose if they're helping, if they help them out with something, because at this point, Falaba and Noe Jose, they both got kicked out and banned. I don't remember how they got kicked out and banned, but who cares? But hey, as long as Noe Jose was kicked out, that's fine. And can't remember what Alicia Edwards said too, by the way. I can't remember what she said something about, basically she was being clever and saying Noe Jose to Noe Jose, whatever. I don't know. So as the it was a good segment though. And also we see Kimberly, and I couldn't make out if it was Su Young or Brandy Lauren, because I only saw Kimberly, and again I'm assuming it was Brandy Lauren as they're lurking in Caesar's in Springer's Palace. I'm thinking so maybe they could grab one of the Cinder the Cinder Swingers, I guess whatever they're called, to be next in line to be part of Su Young's factions, zombie factions, I should say. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's gonna lead to. I don't know. But we'll see. Because basically it was a cliffhanger of what they're gonna do there. They just arrived there out of nowhere, and then they never came back from that. So we don't know. So we don't know what happened with that. But hey, at least Alicia Edwards was dodged that bullet. I'll get to why when we get to later. What happened. Steve Macklin versus Petey Williams, a rematch that they had from. Was it the anniversary or was it one of those Impact Plus events? Either way, it was a rematch though. It was a good match. And then Petey Williams was going for the win here. All of a sudden, TJP leads Noe Jose's Congo line for a distraction for Macklin to get the Mayhem for All, which is the finishing move he's been doing for ever since he came into Impact Wrestling. Basically the whole Blaze Sunday sit out the way he does it, which looks cool. But he's close to Mayhem for All, and that's how he won. And then basically the whole thing with TJP and Petey Williams, that's gonna lead to something. I don't know what's gonna lead to. But we shall see. I just don't know. I don't know what's gonna. But I'm intrigued to see where they go with this. Obviously, it's going to involve Noe Jose, which I'm not a fan of, but we'll see how that turns out. GM Miller interviews Eddie Edwards, where it tends to him going up against Moose in the main event, and W. Morrissey is going to be there as well. And Sammy Callihan interrupts the interview. It's like, if you could just listen to me, we could work together as a unit and all that. And Edwards said he's not interested in all that. Also, Christian Cage shows up and asks both of them to be part of it. And then Sam Callihan's like, you know what, I'm in. So that's 4. And Eddie Edwards like, I'm sorry, but if he's on your team, I'm not part of that team. So you got two choices. It's either him or me. And there you go. So in a way, it's back to three: Christian Cage, Josh Alexander, and Chris Sabin, I meant to say. So because Eddie Edwards being stubborn. So W. Morrissey and Moose, they basically interrupted Ace Austin's interview with Jim Miller, pertains to who's Ace Austin have in mind to be on their side, and then W. Morrissey and Moose came in and they want to be part of it. Where it tends to, if Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards is gonna be part of it, then we want to be part of it too. And basically that was it. Ace Austin's team was complete. Ace Austin, Madman Fulton, Brian Myers, Moose, and W. Morrissey. Meanwhile, you got Christian Cage, Chris Sabin, Josh Alexander, and with Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan, hanging on this ultimatum. Basically, the numbers game is favors Ace Austin's team. So we get to Moose being covered by W. Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards, and the match I thought was good. But of course, we're changing this type of match for Eddie Edwards. Of course, there had to be some distractions for Eddie Edwards to lose. That's exactly what happened. Eddie Edwards did lose, but you can't do it without protecting him in the loss. But W. Morrissey had Moose's foot on the rope because Eddie Edwards was going to win because he hit the Boston Knee Party, and then Eddie Edwards took out W. Morrissey with the shot of caffeine, which is a suicide dive. Moose also, because of that distraction, goes for the Lysol Spear, gets the win, and after the match, they beat up on Eddie Edwards, only for, we get Alicia Edwards coming out for the save, actually, that didn't happen yet. First we had, Christian Cage coming out first, and then you had Brian Myers with, actually, I think it was Chris Sabin who came out first. But either way, Chris Sabin came out, and then all of a sudden we get Brian Myers coming out with his with Sam Beal. What was the other guy's name? Manny Lemons and Ziggy Dice. Then you had Josh Alexander coming out, taking care of all those guys. Then you let's see. Obviously, you also had Madman Fulton involved with Ace Austin as well. They came out too. Then what pertains to Eddie Edwards coming out for the save, the save. And also Christian Cage came out too, by the way. Christian Cage came out. Yeah, at this point Christian Cage came out, and then Eddie Edwards was there. But then the numbers game was getting better because Moose and W. Morrissey was getting the better. And then Eddie Edwards was in trouble, and then Alicia Edwards comes out with a candlestick. So yeah, Alicia Edwards gets involved now. Even though she's not gonna be part of the team though, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna be at ringside for them. Since they're gonna have Sam Beal, Zicky Dice, and many lemons to be in ringside for them for the next Impact Wrestling show, on the Golden Show Dish until we get to Victory Row. So there's that. So yeah, Alicia Edwards with a candlestick, which I forgot the name of the candlestick they had because it's supposed to be the female Kenny, or I think it's Kendra. But anyways, W. Morrissey was going to chokeslam Alicia Edwards. By looks of it, he was going to, but all of a sudden, the endorsements of ICU of Sami Callihan, the hacker. Yeah, you can't forget about that gimmick, by the way. Which was a fail because of the whole RVD thing. So yeah, so Sami Callihan basically saved Alicia Edwards, but so he had two baseball bats. He handed one to Eddie Edwards, and then Eddie Edwards decided to take it because at this point, his wife was in trouble because of that. And Sami Callihan did save Alicia Edwards, and yeah, and then they started working together, and then we're together just for this one time, but I think it's gonna be more than just one time, because we got this one match for Impact Wrestling for the Go Home show, for Victory Row, and then when we get to Victory Row, I heard the matches that's gonna happen is gonna be W. Morrissey and Moose versus Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan, and moving forward, I think they're gonna find ways to still be a tag team between Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan, where eventually they're gonna be going after the tag titles against the Good Brothers. Because let's face it, I don't think the Good Brothers ain't gonna lose the belts anytime soon. Which hopefully it'll be leading for Battle for Glory. Get those belts off of them. Not just because what Doc Gallows is doing with the belt. That's whatever. It's silly, but it's whatever. But fuck Carl Anderson. So. But yeah, but basically the faces stand tall on the show. And I seem so what a team we got here, lined up here. Of Eddie Edwards, Sammy Callahan, Christian Cage, Chris Sabin, Josh Alexander, alongside with Alicia Edwards. Even though Alicia Edwards is not a big, that big of a star in Impact Wrestling, it's just what it is. But hey, it's whatever. And hopefully Tom Dreamer will be at ringside for them too. In case if anything worse happens. If the worst is yet to come, but we'll see. But I'm intrigued to see what they do with this. And yeah, there you go. That was it. And that will do it for this edition of Impact Wrestling, the show from September 9th, 2021. And there you go. I think it was 5 matches. Yes, so tomorrow wrestling were 5 matches. And my overall showing for the show, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. Another good show. A better addition from last time. So there you go. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. For this motorcycle to pass by, making too much noise. But for It's a Natural Scream, Driller. For you to all be well, stay safe, take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, get vaccinated. For all of our sake. Not try to bully y'all, not try to tell you what to do over your lives. At the end of the day, it's your decision, your body, your choice. I'm just want I'm just saying what I'm saying is that we'll be better off at the end of the day. But be better, be respectful, be appreciative, and love one another. God bless one another. Live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out of here. Ta-ta for now. I'll see you next time for next Impact Wrestling reviews and other reviews there's to come for me to catch up on. And there you go. Take care.